Oh, morning all. Got one of those mornings. It's actually a Monday morning when I'm filming this. And I kept saying to myself, oh, I'll film in a minute. I'll have a cup of tea. I'll have a coffee. I'll film in a second. And then I'd go back and check myself, think if there's any improvements, thinking, I've got to just lift my face if I'm going to do a nice makeup to inspire everyone. I don't do a makeup to kind of make everyone go, oh yeah, well, I'll just let her get on with that. And then I've just gone in with my cryotherapy sticks, which if you don't have cryotherapy sticks, you can just put some fridges in the freezer. You can put some spoons in the freezer. Careful not to burn yourself. Stainless steel. And you can have the same effect. You can just lay them over your eyes, but it just gives a very immediate, that's what we want, immediate tightening effect and rejuvenation to the skin. And whether that actually makes any difference at all, it definitely feels better and kind of constricts and tightens everything. Yay! And to do that, I used the very nice new facial oil. Get it out, Caroline, get it out. Maybe I'll just have one sip of tea and I'll do that all again. Sally Hughes, amazing beauty editor, and if you're definitely in the UK, you will definitely know her and most probably follow her. But globally, check out Sally Hughes. She's an incredible beauty journalist, has written for The Guardian for many years, highly respected in her industry. She has got what she calls like a white t-shirt, little black dress of beauty. Really great, high-performing products at a great price. This is £15 and this is her face blanket, facial oil. So this is new, she didn't have a facial oil in it before, as she's adding to her range. I will go through the actual products in it, the actual ingredients in it for you. Let me get my glasses on and have another cup of tea. I also need to clean my glasses as well. How many of you, well, I can always need to find my glasses too. Here they are, absolutely flipping filthy. I was thinking, God, I need to get like plus 89s, but maybe I just need to clean them. Safflower oil, apricot kernels, strawberry seed, squalane, my favourite. Sweet almond oil, love that. Avocado oil, love that. Cannabis sativa seed oil and jojoba seed oil. So there's a lot packed in there. It doesn't smell of anything, so if you are irritated by essential oils or you don't like those fragrance oils, then this is one for you. But really, really absorbent on my skin. Doesn't feel like another layer on top of my skin. I put it on yesterday and it all soaked in, and it's just called face blanket. I'm a sucker. Fell for it with a name. I was like, face blanket. That's what we all need, right? Blankets for our face. I mean, what a contrast to last week's video, and thank you for all your lovely messages. And it feels weird not having nail varnish on. I have to say, it's definitely like a professional thing to have my coloured nails. I feel much more put together. But if you follow me on Instagram, I'm trying this, I don't know, maybe I said it last week. I can't remember. It's wonderful not having a memory because every day feels like a new day. I was sitting around with my friends and we're like, yeah, such and such. Yeah, that's right. I mean, the conversation is so boring, but we all know what we're talking about, even though we can't identify or label anything. I'm using the repair mode 3 or 4 times a day. People have said that's excellent. I mean, I can't say that yet. It's only been a week, but you can't, well, I'm assuming you can't put nail varnish on. It wouldn't make any sense if you put nail varnish on, but I'm just using that at the moment. I'm going to do it for another couple of weeks and then I'll just get bored of it probably and not do it. But thank you for all your tips. I love it. It's great just to ask a question and get loads of feedback. So I'm going to be buffing and oiling. It's just taking care, isn't it? Just simply taking care of yourself. Oh God, but there's a long list of things. Right, let's get on with the makeup. So skin feeling a little brighter, and I'm going to go in with the light reflecting foundation from NARS, which I do always find is a little bit of a transitional goodie. This is shade Santa Fe, and I say trans-seasonal goodie, and what I mean by that is that it gives me a little bit of extra coverage that I'm normally used to in my summer basis. But saying that, if you follow me on Instagram, on holiday I was just chucking a load of concealer and rubbing it into my skin, but my skin was sort of quite dewy and it was humid, so it just kind of glided on really easily. But I wouldn't want that on my skin now because it would really read quite heavy. So I've switched to a nice liquid so it glides on with a little bit of a glow, because in an instant like that, that glow goes. Yeah, so we are putting it back in. So just keeping it around the T-zone area, taking it back off my face, and then I will buff it in. It's really lovely, this foundation. I mean, with NARS products, you can't really go wrong, can you? They've got the beautiful soft matte one. They've got the squeezy tube, like tinted moisturiser one. This one, which gives a lovely glow. And the really kind of glossy radiant one as well. Don't forget the name of now. I'm sure you'll remind me in the comments. And the concealers, radiant concealer, obviously. That's pretty much been in everyone's makeup kit. As in my professional makeup kits. That'll do, I think that'll do. And we'll go in with a lighter Beauty Pie Everyday Great Concealer. My shade, if it's helpful, is Shell. I'll still get the glasses down, I might take my hair down. So yeah, feeling very green, have really overdone the green vibes. I think I need to introduce a new colour. So my friend was like, maybe just introduce like cream. I was thinking, yeah, maybe I'm gonna go orange. Feeling orange, I'm ready for those kind of like burnt autumn leaves, you know, the orange, beautiful bright of the tumbling leaves off the tree as I go for my walks. And she was like, maybe just kind of keep it simple and add a bit of a cream colour. Not to overcomplicate everything. And yes, I think we should, from your messages, I'll definitely get Anna back in. No, maybe she can do like a collection, or even if I can get her to record halfway, maybe she can do it from home and just say these are her colour suggestions for like different shades. Of different seasonal colours. I know lots of you had sessions with her, and it is helpful, isn't it? But today's makeup, I haven't even introduced what I'm going to do. I'm doing the perfect modern, wait for it, you got it, green eye. And whereas before I would do lots of sort of metallic-y greens and emerald greens, I haven't really used a huge amount of colour because there are some lovely new products. And this will be courtesy of Merit. They sent it to me, and this is shade Viper. It's actually really written quite big. Actually, I can read that. These shadows are really great. Look at that. Ugh. Completely matte, completely creamy. Top tip. Do not mess around. Don't get distracted. Do not pick up the phone, because once it's on, it's on. And doing a couple of coats works really well. So let's have a look at the brows. Might need to have a little touch up. They're fading slightly. I'm going to go in with the Ultimate Arch Definer from Blink Brow London. Trace that through and just give it a little bit of a build up there. Always when you look in the mirror, nose, inside of the eye, straight up again, that's where your brow should start. And as our brows start to get a little bit thinner, that's sometimes where you find that the brows start receding. And the reason it makes a difference is it just kind of, well, it makes your eyebrow bigger, but that kind of increases the frame around your eye. So it just opens out your eyes just a little bit more. Sometimes it's just the tiny little things. So if you can stretch the shape of your brow, you'll be subtly perfecting your features and therefore making your eyes look wider and brighter. Right, so let's chuck this on. Now, you'll need a firm brush. Let's go with this Beauty Pie brush, any kind of eyeshadow brush. I wouldn't go with something that's like soft and beautiful and cream like this, because it literally just ruins them because the pigment stays on. So this one from Beauty Pie is a synthetic brush. I don't think it's even an eyeshadow brush. It's a contour eyeshadow brush, tell a lie. But one where you can just wash it off, or dark. And I'm going to wedge the colour right into my lash line. So I'm almost going to start as though I'm doing an eyeline. So I'm really wedging it into the eyeshadow, eyelashes. And the reason that I do this, and the reason that I'm saying that, is because when I watch a lot of women do their makeup, it's understandably, you look in the mirror and you close your eyes and you do it over the centre of your eye. And actually, no, I must actually do what I said to you. Don't hang around and get distracted, Caroline, because the colour will stay. So let me just get this on and I'll go back to the instruction. Is that everyone sort of puts it on the centre of their eye and then you don't get it close to the lash line. And then when you open your eyes and you look directly at someone, you don't get the darkness of the product, and that's where you need the darkness of the product right along the lash line, you see? Now here, depending on your eye shape, just to knock it back, just extend it out. If I just kept it right on my lid, I'd make my eye smaller. So you just want to have that sort of buffed into that socket like so. Then you need to take a clean brush, again quite firm, not too fluffy, and then really buff that edge so that it dissolves. And then I found going in again with a second application of the Merit, sweeping it backwards and forwards. Look at that. It's just such a wearable colour. That just builds it up to the intensity that I want it to be, so it matches my top. And it's just a great way of wearing colour. And the consistency of this product, the fact that it's not glittery, it just kind of like, Merit is like that anyway. It's kind of a brand that has been formulated and produced as that kind of like minimalist modern makeup in such a beautiful, cool, contemporary way. And I think now, as women practicing our makeup sort of in our 40s, 50s, 60s and above, you know, it is less is more, isn't it? And I'm not saying that you can't use glitter or bright red lipstick, but it's just sort of how you balance it with a super fresh skin, a nice defined eyebrow. But it's just those sort of subtleties that make all the difference and keep the look modern. So you can see that I've got a little bit heavy there. So I'm going straight in with that firm brush and just buffing that out so I don't get a hard line there. So buff, buff, buff. But you can see the difference in the 1 and 2 coats. So let's go back and really go in there as if it is a liner. There's a really deep, beautiful chocolate one called Brune, and that's really nice all around the lashes with a nice soft pencil inside. But I haven't used this in my waterline. Maybe I'll try that this week because that might last very well. It's just a really, really great base. It's so nice, and there's something really quite lovely to kind of have an accent of colour on your face that matches your shirt, if you so wish. You know, these things are in life. These things in life for us are things that make us happy. And if they don't make you happy, don't bother. Do something else that makes you happy. But if, like me, you like these things... Oh, slapping my tea now. Anyway, I'm going off on a tangent. If you like makeup, pop it on. I'm going to use my Hourglass Sacred. I thought it was loyal. This is Sacred Blush. I have to say, after being tried and tested many, many times with many, many blushes, straight in, these Hourglass blushes really do last. So let's put it on quite roughly on both cheeks. Now, because I'm going for sort of a classic-y contemporary makeup, I'm not going to whiz it sort of straight up my cheekbones because that would take it into another sort of realm. I'm going to place it so that it's all over my cheeks, not too much at the front, not too much at the sides, and then really buff it in so that it looks like a flush. So again, when you want to do that, it's all about these sort of like short stubby brushes. This is a Bobbi Brown one. And the firmness of the brush allows you to connect it into the skin, so you don't really sort of see so much of a shape. It's just a little bit of a flush, which I like. But I just find that these last very well. Sometimes a lot of cream blushes look beautiful on application, but then they just dissolve, which, you know, you don't want that, do you? You just need it to last. Okay. So I'm going to use Lash and Roll as my mascara from e.l.f. We love a bit of e.l.f. Because this is a very simple look that I'm doing that's definitely out of summer into autumn, and it's giving me that kind of lifting Monday morning hangdog vibes that I'm chucking out the door and coming into autumn, skipping through the leaves, lifted and elevated. Okay, she's gone crazy. Right, let me just do a little bit of a lash curl. So going in, I love these because they fit. Oh, I was going to do one on different shaped eyelash curlers, that's right. Because there's about 3 or 4. And if you don't get it on with a lash curler, you might not be getting on with the lash curler because it doesn't, see, oh, she says, doesn't fit your eye. There we are, too blinky blinky. And so sometimes if you get the right shape, it makes a whole world of difference. So I do need to share that with you as well. And there's some tiny little ones you can get as well if you struggle. So, oops, very noisy. Right, so this is a lovely curved, let's get that in focus, curved wand. So you can use the hump of that curved wand to push, push, push. Now with any mascara action, from the cheapest to the most expensive, you always get the beauty, that perfect application of mascara with the second coat. And that's not just literally the second coat, you almost have to let it dry for 30 seconds. So my opinion is never to judge a mascara until you do the second coat, because I've experienced some really beautiful mascaras, but on first application I've gone, But because I've tested so many over the years, I'm like, hold on, let's just go in again. And whether it's the soft fluffiness, natural, separated, whatever, always seems to come into its best. Also about 2 weeks after you've opened it. And what is that? It just dries out slightly. Why can't they formulate the mascara to be post 2 weeks of opening? Do you find that too? This one isn't particularly wet, I have to say, but there are some mascaras that I've put on that are great, but when you put them on, first of all, you're like, oh my goodness, I need to leave the lid off. I'm sure some of you have left the lid off your mascara ones. Right, so I'm going to just let that sit for a little bit. But how cool is that? And then a nice shape on the lips. Am I going to put anything on my skin? I'm not. I'm happy with it as it is. Oh, by the way, just on that note, pre-mascara, it's the Eye Rays Serum and Moisturiser that I talked about in July. I used them both in the summer, and they've got this lymph active system in it which helps drainage, stops puffiness. Really enjoyed those products. Did a bit for them on social media in the summer too. Really, really like the technology in that, and just wanted to say, as a recap, once you've been using these products, it's always nice to kind of go back and explain why you liked them. But yeah, really, really great. Let's go in with the second coat. Oh, see? It really fans out and separates the lashes. Now, you know that normally I go for a real kind of cloggy lash, but I've been really loving it. My lashes almost look like I've got a full set of eyelashes on. Look at that. So nice, can't go wrong. That was a couple of coats, like 1 minute of application, and then waiting for at least a minute for it to really set, and then push up. Just to get the effect you want. And I definitely feel like, and if I want to have more of an eye, then obviously I'll put more makeup on, but I do like this kind of just like lifting effect. And if you want to, just do your makeup like this, if you've never done it like this before, and take a picture of yourself. And then take a picture of yourself with your fuller eye or your normal eye. In fact, it's a really nice way to compare new makeups. If you're that sort of person that's been stuck in a makeup rut for such a long time, you do the same because it's your comfort blanket and you know that it works and you enjoy the way how it looks, but you just want to be curious to see what it's like to try something different. Then take a picture in the same light, do your makeup again maybe the next day in the new way, and then compare. I just know, I think it's a really good way for you to learn. It's very hard for us to see ourselves in the mirror, I think. It's weird, isn't it? Anyway, that's a whole nother film that I could talk about. I was thinking in my head. Now, for the lips, to make it sort of autumnal and lovely, I've chosen one by Makeup Forever, which is a brand that I use actually quite a lot in my pro kit because it's long lasting, the pigments are great, the textures are fine. Not so much for my own personal stuff because it's a little bit more spenny. And I don't know why, I've just always kept it professional. It was always one of those makeup brands that we could only get in Paris or professional shops, so it always just felt more professional than, you know, products I'd have in my own personal makeup bag, which is just rubbish really. Anyway, I've got a few new exciting lip products. One I tried on a client the other day, which I loved. I'll do that next week. But this is my new autumn colour. It is, I wrote it down so I don't have to get my glasses out again. 240 Rose, I can't even read my own writing. 240 Rose Rouge Artiste, 240. wonder whether you can see actually on the camera how filthy they are. Just need to get some glass cleaner, like actual window cleaner maybe. It's as good as glass cleaner. And just get one of those little, I'm sure you can get it in opticians. I had my eyes lasered years ago, like over a decade ago, and literally said the last 10 years, literally to the date. Oh God, I can't see anything again. And so I can't wear contact lenses because I've got astigmatism, and it's like I'm having to like refocus the whole time. I'm telling you this because I don't know whether there's glass cleaner in Specsavers, and I'm sure there is, and it's the most boringest tip or request. But why I come back and use a massive tub of Windoline or whatever it is beyond me. Anyway, sorry about that. Back to the makeup. Better. So, a different colour to what I'd normally wear. I love the warmth to this. It's like a warm browny orange. So still kind of like, I want to say corally, but it's not really corally. It's more orangey. But I love the warmth to it. And I love the doe foot. The doe foot is super, super flat. So it makes it really, really easy to get the colour on. I'm going to soften that to the edge. Look, you see how I'm struggling to spread that colour? Look at that. Because that's how much it lasts, how much it stays on your lips. Might need to go in there with a little brush just to perfect it. So I'm just going to take it off my hands because the brush was really good for going in to the lips, but I'd actually like to, what brush shall I use? Just use this one here. Get into the corners very slightly and build it out. So the colour is a very soft velvety colour. And then I'm going to just buff it because I don't want any sharp lip action. And then soften that. Take that down a bit. Let's get scared doing too much on my top lip. It's nice, right? And like I said, not a typical colour. Let's take the old hair down, see what happens with that. Yeah, she's quite nice, isn't she? This is a new shirt, by the way, if you like the shirt, from Zara. I've got a medium. I wish I got large, so it was a bit more oversized, but I just sort of was too impatient and put it on, and actually I had some leggings on the other day. I thought, oh, I wish it could be a little bit longer, so I could just get away with wearing it with leggings rather than just tucking it into my jeans or trousers the whole time. Anyway, it was green, so that was that. But yes, nice and soft and lightweight if you like a bit of green. Right, so there she is. She's ready for autumn, ready for a trot around the parks, enjoying all the warm golden orangey ready colours with her makeup that works. Anyway, thank you so much for your tips. I hope you've enjoyed today's tutorial. I hope you learned some stuff, and see you next week. And thanks for all your comments. I do love reading them. Bye for now.